friends, welcome back to channel iQOO. Finally friends, I'm back with another epic comparison test video in all of the smartphones which I got right now. And in this video, I'm going to compare interesting topic which is touch sampling rate comparison between all of the smartphones and which phone has got what type of touch sampling rate and what is the default touch sampling rate, because few of the companies and few of the UIs, they'll limit the touch sampling rate, and by default we do get the different kind of touch sampling rate. That is what happening in the few of the phones, and which you should know before you actually spend some money and before buying it. That's what my main motive of making this kind of videos together, so you can actually understand which UI is actually maintaining higher touch sampling rate and without any kind of cap. That's what my main motive of demonstrating in this video. So in case if you want to know further details about the Flipkart and Amazon sales, make sure to check the playlist which I created just now regarding the Flipkart sale offers and the Amazon sale discount offers. Try to click those and you can actually follow me regularly in terms of the sales, which phone has got what type of sales in which website. So this all the phones I did organize in the small to big touch sampling rate in this kind of manner, starting from the 120Hz to all the way up to 480Hz touch sampling rate. This is what I did gather. This is a default touch sampling rate. I'm not saying what the company is claiming default touch sampling rate. This is actual series. Let's start with the first phone, which is a OnePlus Nord 2. So OnePlus Nord 2, which has got the 90Hz refresh rate, and the touch sampling rate, the company they claim it has got the 180Hz, but by default we do get only 120Hz touch sampling rate in the OnePlus Nord 2. So there are a couple of applications where you can actually test it, the touch sampling rate number. So one of the application is touch multi-test application, which I'm trying to use right now. So by using this application, we can actually check what is the number it's showing on the top, as you can see. So every time you draw a finger, it will try to show that number. So it's showing only 210. So 210 kind of maximum we can actually record in the OnePlus Nord 2. It's not going above 210. You can clearly see here, as you can see. So one thing is that whatever the value you get on the screen, you need to do the minus with the refresh rate of the phone, what I'm trying to use. In this way, you'll be able to get the actual touch sampling rate value. So if you do the math, 210 minus 90Hz refresh rate, so 120Hz touch sampling rate is the OnePlus Nord 2, which we are getting by default touch sampling rate in the OnePlus Nord 2 device. So next phone is about the POCO X8 Pro and the Realme X1 Max device. First, let's check about the POCO X8 Pro. This is the POCO X8 Pro which I'm trying to use. So POCO X8 Pro, which has got the 120Hz refresh rate and 240Hz touch sampling rate. So the value we should see around close to 360Hz. But let's check what is happening. As you can see right now, you can see the value, it's coming about close to 360. As you can see friends clearly. So total touch sampling rate of this phone is about 360 minus 120Hz. So always you should do the minus thing friends, only then you will get the touch sampling rate in the POCO X3 Pro device. So whatever the company is claiming, we are getting exactly same touch sampling rate without any kind of issues. You can see here, that's kind of one thing. And next is about the Realme X1 Max. So this is a Realme X1 Max device. So the company, they did claim that the phone has got the 360Hz touch sampling rate, but by using this application, we can actually get only 240Hz. So right now the value we are getting about close to 360. So if you do the math, 360 minus 120Hz, 240Hz touch sampling rate in the Realme X1 Max. But whereas in the POCO X3 Pro also, same kind of value we got. Same value, as you can see, both phones, same value we are getting in this application. So there's some kind of limit is going on, I think, in this Realme X1 Max device regarding the touch sampling rate, which is kind of capped. So at this moment, we did find out that two phones, so OnePlus Nord 2 and the Realme X1 Max, which are having the cap with the touch sampling rate. Next phone is the iQOO 7 device, so which is a fun touch UI. So is the iQOO 7 device. So iQOO 7 by default, it has got the 300Hz touch sampling rate. So in this device, there's some kind of unique thing I'll try to explain you. So first thing is that you can actually get this kind of higher touch sampling rate if you add this application into the ultra game mode. So right now we are getting the value about close to 420. If you try to observe, slightly kind of close, as you can see. So 420 minus 120 refresh rate. So 420 minus 120 refresh rate, we are getting 300Hz touch sampling rate in the iQOO 7 device. That's perfect, right? So no issues. But you will get this kind of higher touch sampling rate if you add that application into the ultra game mode only. Only then you will get that kind of value. So right now I am not adding this application into the ultra game mode. Just now I did delete from the ultra game mode. From here I have deleted. And right now you can see the touch sampling rate. It decreased down to 230. That's it. So 230 minus 240 decreased to 240 minus 120. So 120Hz is a default touch sampling rate. But while gaming, you can actually get the 300Hz actual touch sampling rate. This is actually possible in the iQOO 7 device. So you can actually increase whenever you want touch sampling rate. It's under your control. So normal applications, we don't require this kind of touch sampling rate anyway, but at least while gaming, it will be getting activated. Same thing I did try in the Realme X1 Max by adding this application into the game space, but there is no improvement in those. I did not get any kind of improvement in the Realme X1 Max. So next phone is the Mi11X device. So it is a Mi11X smartphone which has got the touch sampling rate of 360 Hz touch sampling rate. Now let's check the application. So this application which is showing about 480 number, as you can see clearly how smooth. So 485 it's showing, as you can see. 487 and 490, kind of close to 490 I'm getting, friends, in this Mi11X device. You got in that sampling rate. So 490 as a round figure, let's write 490 minus 120 Hz refresh rate, 370 Hz touch sampling rate I'm getting, slightly kind of more than what the company is claiming in terms of the touch sampling rate in the Mi11X device. So 360 Hz touch sampling rate, perfect. So one thing I did observe in the POCO X8 Pro and in the Mi11X device, by default everywhere complete UI will be enabled with the high touch sampling rate. High, yes. Not only in these phones, even in my past experience, I did use a couple of MI phones and the POCO phones. There's one thing which I did notice, even in the POCO M3 Pro, which is 14,000, 12,000, I think 12 or 13,000 rupees. Even that phone has got 180 Hz touch sampling rate, which is more than the OnePlus Nord 2. So next phone is a Moto H20 device. You might be wondering, the Moto H20 has got 576 Hz touch sampling rate, then why did I write the 420 Hz touch sampling rate? The main reason is because by default we do get the different value, as I said, yes. So this is a kind of really unique thing you need to follow. First step, right now I'll try to show you exactly. So by default you are getting the values of close to 240, as you can see. 240 you are getting, and 240 minus 144 Hz refresh rate, because the refresh rate in this phone is 144 Hz. So 240 minus 144 Hz, 96 kind of touch sampling rate we are getting. But if you need to add this application into the game time, which is a game mode which is present in the Motorola phones, and now you need to enable the touch sensitivity, only then the higher touch sampling rate will be activated in this phone. Otherwise it won't get activated. That's the one thing. Let me show you. Right now I did disable. You can see the value is not increasing. When I enable the touch sensitivity, the touch sampling rate increased immediately. As you can see how much huge difference we did see just now. So let's see the final value as a round figure. I think I can see kind of close to 510, somewhere around that. 510, 520. I think sometimes maybe kind of slightly more. Let's see, 530, 540. It's very hard to see that kind of exact number as a round figure, but I can see some kind of close to 550 as well. 550 and 560 sometimes I'm getting. So let's try it as a round figure, maybe 560, somewhere on that. Let's see. Let's do the math. So it's kind of close to 416 value I'm getting in terms of the touch sampling rate. I'm trying to use a 144 Hz refresh rate only. You can clearly see that. So kind of close to 420 Hz touch sampling rate you are getting in the Moto H20 device. And next is regarding the POCO F3 GT. So this is the highest touch sampling rate phone which I got in the studio. I'm not saying in the entire world, but whatever I got in the studio, the highest touch sampling rate, POCO F3 GT, which is 480 Hz touch sampling rate. By default you can actually get in the POCO F3 GT by default. So you know, no need any kind of game turbo, you don't need any kind of game enhancement. By default you're getting that kind of values. So right now you can see the values went up to kind of close to 470, 480. Highest value you can see kind of close. I'm getting about 480 kind of thing. 485 as well sometimes. Sorry, 580, not 480. Sorry, my bad. So 580 and 585 somewhere around there. So let's write as a round figure 580. So 580 minus 120 Hz refresh. So we are getting kind of close to 460 Hz touch sampling rate in the POCO F3 GT device. Slightly kind of close, as you can see, friends. So overall, one thing I did understand, as I said, the POCO phones and the MI phones, they will maintain the higher touch sampling rate, complete UI. So they won't cap at all. Not only in these phones, in other phones also, whatever I used, I did see this thing. The only phones which will be capped is Realme UI and OnePlus. No, I did not see before, but OnePlus I'm seeing for the first time in the OnePlus Nord 2 because of mixing with this Realme UI. That's what I think the problem has happened, because OnePlus Nord CE has got higher touch sampling rate. Even Nord CE, I think it's got 180 Hz touch sampling rate. This phone 120 Hz. So this is a problem with the some UIs. They'll try to cap it. So that's it, friends. This is a quick thing which I thought of comparing between all of these phones. And final test is, you might be wondering why this touch sampling rate is really important, because this is very important in terms of detecting the number of touch inputs. The phone which has got the higher touch sampling rate will detect the touch inputs really much faster than the other phones. I mean more touch sampling rate, more touches than the other phones. Here is the 48 Hz touch sampling rate. As you can see, I'm trying to draw the line very fast. As you can see, how the touch sampling rate is varying with all the phones. You can clearly see how it's changing in terms of the touch sampling rate. In the 480 Hz, you can see it's detecting more touch inputs. You can see how it's decreasing with the 360 Hz and with the 300 Hz, with the 240 Hz and with the 120 Hz touch sampling rate. So this is what my final conclusion, friends. You can clearly see the difference, how smooth it will be there in the 480 Hz. You can see how smooth it is. So more touch inputs are detecting in this phone, in the 480 Hz mobile phone. And now let's compare with the 120 Hz touch sampling rate this phone. You can see less touches are detecting in this phone. So this is really important for the gamers. I think not for the normal users and the medium users. There is not much requirement, but for the gamers, maybe this will be the really huge deal for the gamers. So you can see the 240 Hz kind of okay. 240 is kind of okay, not an issue. And 300 Hz is also slightly kind of better. As you can see, a little bit kind of better than the 240 Hz. 360 Hz also not an issue. And 420, which is present in the Moto H20, is also no problem. That's it, friends. This is a quick comparison between all of the phones. I just thought of showing you the detail what is happening with the all UIs and all the phones. And make sure to follow me regularly for more updates, and let me know in the comment section below what are your thoughts on this touch sampling rate. So will it matters for you more or not? And thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Until then, stay tuned for more updates, and don't forget to hit that subscribe and stay tuned for more this kind of unique videos, and follow the playlist regular updates as well. See you in the next video. Until then, stay tuned. Meanwhile, signing off and bye.